is a very small place. From tropical islands to the snow-covered plains, there really isn't much else to see. Aren't you ready for something new? Ixidor Industries has the answer. Have you been everywhere? Well then explore nowhere. Journey to the infinite. Journey to quantum realities. Journey to nowhere. Let all your worries fade away. Journey to nowhere. Exile never felt this good.
Propaganda, it's a time for propaganda, time to grab your brews and your commons. Propaganda, open up your best ideas, time to watch deluxeicoff brew a deck for you.
Ahoy! Hello everybody, everybody's nice and early. Thank you for joining me as always, as we get on with the oldest deck I ever shared when officially making propaganda. This was our first tutorial. I used to tear it up back when Delver was a thing with this white life. I think I called it Soul Sisters just for clarity on the, goldfish site. Yes. Anyway, actually done a lot of work on this in the last week. I know it looks like a pile of 4-ofs, but didn't arrive at that easily. The 21 lands now, I was running 20 for a while. I was running quicksands. I was trying secluded steppes, even the new Grange thing. Everything just felt a little forced and not needed when I really needed the consistency of early drops. What do we do with those extra lands? Well, we've got this cool card called Cenn's Enlistment. It's old school. I know there's the new instant one. I really prefer this one. It goes a long way of building your army. So what are we doing? We're gaining lots of life, a lot more than we used to. Used to have this, this, and this, but now we've got the Veteran, which used to be the oh gosh, what was it? The Doom Traveler. That's right. Anyway, before I get started, tell me the tales of Northern Lights. If anybody, I know the sun had some extreme ejection scenario, and there was even worry about the grid going down in some circles, but it sounds like everything went pretty smooth. I haven't heard any tales of people, I guess as low as like Oklahoma here in the States, we were supposed to see it. So I'm just wondering if anybody that doesn't normally see the Northern Lights saw all those cool things. Anyway, so the list has, excuse me, 4 veterans, 4 wardens, 4 souls attendants, 4 priests, the Squadron Hawk, and I run all 4 Lumithread Fields main and the Armorer's main because you're trying to build out and wide so that you can alpha strike with a Guardian's Pledge or sometimes a Ramosian Rally. I even experimented with 4 of these main and none of these, just so I've kind of always had an answer. But you'll find with so many of the things like Drown in Sorrow to breath weapon, etc., if you get your guys to about 3 toughness, it's a very hard list to beat. And so we're doing it with a lot of consistency in these guys. And plus, it's always fun to play Lumithread Field as a creature, and they zap it and you flip it over. It's like the only card that can kind of do that. It's pretty cool. We got 4 Guardian's Pledges to finish them off, 4 Battle Screech, 2 Rallies, and 1 Cenn's Enlistment in the sideboard. We've got a 3 set of Crypt and Macabre for graveyards. We got 2 Journeys, 2 Standard Bearers, and 2 Rings to kind of catch up anything that might slip through the cracks. A creature when you want it, or maybe an enchantment or some pesky something getting. Maybe there's a curse on you, right? That wouldn't be good against. I mean, that would be good against us, the Trespasser's Curse. And 3 Strands. If I was going to cut anything, it might be the Strands because we can gain so much life. But I've been beating red decks left and right. It shouldn't be that big of a surprise, but you'd be surprised how close it is sometimes. So Prismatic Strands coming in. I anticipate a long day today because this deck can win out of the blue if I top. If we've got our army created and we alpha strike and, make everything a 2-2, but sometimes it takes quite a while to get there with these little creak about decks. Woo! Dome Traveler. Yeah, I missed my Doom Traveler. That was the homage when you would get your board wiped. You would at least get a 1/1 flyer out of the deal, right? But we're on the draw. We have 21 lands. We've got 2 plays. You see here where my head's at. I'm still going to mulligan this. This is kind of, oh boy. We know we're streaming when this happens. Yeah, mulligan this. Give it one more go. There we go. Keep 21 lands, people. This is really weird. All the whatchamacallit's going to get me back in the game. I guess we'll get rid of let's set up this and the priest here. Done. Another thing I'd like to point out, if you like this style of list, the Soul's Attendant against red or black mages is a really good thing to get out early. Its stack ability will really eat up your clock sometimes compared to the Soul Warden. It's just weird. All right, we're getting our guys going here up against green. It's kind of a pretty good scenario. Should be gaining a lot of life. You want to keep your fingers off of the F6 button. Once you set the ladies up, you're good to go. But if you miss one click, then all of a sudden you're clicking like crazy every time something goes on the stack. More on that in a bit. Yeah, Crypt Rats is the big nemesis of this list. If our opponent's got one, we're just kind of dead. I considered playing, what was it, Gut Shot, just so I had some sort of EOT trick to it, but it just wasn't worth the space. You make them pull it. Hopefully they have to wipe their board too, because we'll hopefully have enough defense at that point and go from there. Boom, boom, boom. All right, we'll get out a Hawk. It'll probably die pretty quickly. Just want to draw some land here. The Hawk will help us do this. Yes. It's amazing with such a pretty low curve. I mean, Battle Screech is where it tops out. But other than that, it's all, ones and a few twos. And I thought 20 was enough, but went to 21 and just for the consistency. But as we saw, we got, already we double mulligan. So here we are. Unlikely when you see a plant token that they might have Crypt Rats main, but we'll probably see it from the sideboard. And unlike me, most people only play 2 copies or so. Very rarely is it 4 or 16 as I like to play. All the unearthed shenanigans and blood tokens and etc. Okay, they're whisking that away. At least with Squadron Hawk, we're going to have some good cannon fodder here. Yeah, and Chimpskey said it best there, as far as the Soul Sisters combo there. Okay, well, we've got a little saving grace here, just in case they've got, let's get out 2 critters in case they're running Suffocating Fumes here. I won't walk into a 2 wash here. Bloop. Off we go. Feel like a initiative creature is going to hit here pretty quickly. Considered even Gingerboot in this list just for some sort of little like sneaky win con, but this is mostly about alpha striking. You can win from out of the blue. A lot of times people get, they're at like 14 life and you're just gaining life and then bam, Guardian's Pledge. Just crunch. There's so many cards that do that, but that's the best one. There's a few that flash back. You can obviously go into the red business with Rally the Peasants and stuff for the flashback, and a lot of ways to build this. About 4 or 5 months ago, I think I played an Orzhov style of this where we were just drawing lots of cards and killing our own stuff to great acclaim. Good times. Oh, there's the hated card. We don't like seeing that at all. This is... I swear Tidyverse knew what we were playing. It's like, worst case scenario and a double mulligan. What's new? It's propaganda. It's time to complain, I tell you. Well, if something's going to die, we might as well make it do that, right? Let's just do this, and we'll cast it. I wish I had an instant creature. It's going to be a slow build here. Make them have to use their mana. Might be able to eke out a couple more Hawks. Just kind of keep it in the weird realm as far as like when they're going to trip it. We do have a nice surprise in the rally. I might be able to save something. I hope we run into a few just typical, really tier 1 red lists, because this can really hold its own against those. Yeah, Suture Priest can win a lot of games by itself versus certain decks, that's for sure. I found Standard Bearer to be a pretty necessary card. There's a couple combo decks and stuff that can get you if you don't have a Suture Priest out. You gotta have a good way to defend against it. Yeah, good old Razor Golem, right? The good old days. We're falling too far behind too quickly. I think we probably have the same amount of mana as our opponent in a monocolored deck, and it's not helping us right now. but this will not continue. A lot of space news. The sun going crazy yesterday/today, and then I know the big space launch for NASA just got completely like waxed. Nobody wanted to take the chance. There's all these scary things going on with it. It's probably pretty good that they didn't launch that thing, man. God, what is going to happen to Boeing if something goes wrong with that launch? That is just crazy. Crazy. All right. Oh, I'm not too in love with these Hawks. I will just keep spitting these out until a land shows up. That would be nice. Here we go. We can only hope that maybe we can use that rally to save our critters. Maybe they tap all out with a, what do you call that? Fanatical Offering or a Deadly Dispute sort of trick on the stack and think 2 is going to be enough when 3 we can save the team. Maybe. That's what it's there for. Or an extra Alpha Strike with Guardian's Pledge. I am worried that they're going to give it lifelink or something, though, and kind of put us out of reach. I think I can invest 1 or 2 more creatures out to instigate the Crypt Rat trade. See how insulting it is to play against a white-bordered Crypt Rat? That's just rubbing dirt in the wound, don't you think? Yeah, they are really wrong. I've always had a problem with that. I've cut these out for some promos and stuff I've done in the past, and just like, ugh, this is not good. Hey, there's our land, right? Nothing has reach. Let's go. Okay. Lumithread Field helping out here. See, now if I get 1 more power and we trip the rally, they're going to have to take out their own hunter. So that's good news. Really good news is that we haven't been gaining any life, though, but we're going to be able to do some land stuff here. Of course, it gives it to us when we don't really want it. I believe Lunarch Veteran might be good here. See, this is when I really miss Doom Traveler, right? If they kill it on their turn, we'd still have a flyer left over. But this is pretty decent here. Let's do some stuff here. I'll get this guy out. I'll invest 1 more Hawk out. This is kind of not an investment because I can just bring it back next turn. Gain a little bit of life here. Not very much. Sure wish it was both sides of the board, but that's no Soul Sister. That's just the old man that used to be one. Nope. And attack. At least we'll play the Monarch game, right? Eat a few. Crunch. I hope there's nothing else behind that Crypt Rat. As far as like reanimation or some sort of trick. Just glad we got our mana here. And hope that they're going to wait for our turn to do the thing, and then we can pledge and rally. Probably unlikely, but their mana's not that great. We might actually get a little lucky with this trick. You'd be surprised how much in the zeitgeist of Magic lore and stuff, people they see the board and they don't see the numbers. Some people's heads work that way. They don't remember Lumithread's out. They'll like try to trip for 1 right now. I've run into that about twice this week. It's pretty cool. Woo! Gamer Stingle and Chimpskey, as always. Thank you. I have done this. So I messed around with Pay No Heed as well as Hollow. The latter being very superior. When you have 1 open mana, it's pretty hard to beat that. But let's see what they're up to here. Game log. X is 2. Well, we might as well do the thing here. I'll tap this here. Bloop. We'll make it 1 more. Not much of a surprise, but maybe it'll stifle their turn a little bit here. Now they got to fear if I've got another one. Do they pour it all in? Finally able to catch a stream. Mtmentat Rands with us. All right. Okay. Bloop. There's the 1. Here's some more, and our stuff dies. Boop-a-doop. Come on over, big hunter. It's 5 a chunk, and we don't really have the Soul Sisters out and about, so I think the play might be... hopefully we just draw a sister so we can veteran... Probably do a flashback thing. I just want to get some air power here, so maybe just a double flashback. Hawk Veteran from the yard. Oregon. Hey, how are the Northern Lights? Did you see any? Nobody's answering me on that, or I haven't read it yet. Jaboos, Paris. All right. Yeah, it's been May gray and then June gloom. That's what they in our neck of the woods. So, which I don't complain about. I love it, but it would have been nice. They claim that even LA, if you looked at the horizon line, you might see a little bit of flickering here and stuff. So it sounds like it was pretty overblown from what I'm talking about. I saw quite a bit of pictures online of people claiming that, but you never know if somebody just grabbed off Google image when they went to Sweden on their vacation or something. Who knows? Yeah, that's definitely on the old bucket list. Man, that hits hard. Actually, the Doomed Traveler would have been doomed anyway because there was a double rat trigger on that one. So, oh well. Game 1, double mulligan, and we see the card that we fear the most. Stuff happens. We'll bring this out here. We're probably going to run right into another Tithing Blade, I would imagine, to which we will obviously lose the Hawk. My son's employment ends tomorrow, my youngest. It's kind of his first job. He really likes it, though, but the store is closing, so there's that. So he's a little bummed out about that. Gotta look for some new employment opportunities. Five. Damn. We're almost dead. Does he have a 1-rat activation? We'll see. Mulgari value. It is a good list. Can't really think of a game 2 going worse than this. The double mole and our early rat. It kept us back. Okay, well that's a bit of maybe a good scenario. So hopefully this Hawk lives. Let's see, we could hit for 4. No, 3, and then what do you call that? Extra curse. No, that's 2 away, isn't it? Yeah, trap. I got to forge first. Bum, bum, bum. It's probably concession time here. We'll just go like that, not show them any of our good plans. I've already shown them the rally, so that kind of stinks. Prismatic's going to be pretty good here, just to hold down the fort, as is Journey. Probably, let me lose 1 strike ability here. I like the surprise value here. Suture Priest, going to be good for a lot. I don't want to cut too much on my critters here. I don't. I know Celestial Unicorn people are like, oh yeah, it's such a big magnet, and it's. I'm just trying to alpha strike with super efficient 1-drops and everything. Let's see. I like 2 strands in this build. Maybe we want 1 of these, and maybe we lose Cenns here. What else? I don't want to go down more than that. I guess we'll lose 1 rally. Let's see how this plays out. Anything with Crypt Rat, we're, not liking. Let's just be completely non-dishonest. Here, I'll say it that way. Keep this. Got early creatures. Got a hand filler. It's all right. I think I'll lead off with the Veteran here. I'm just glad we've got mana for the first 4 turns. Yeah, I don't want to really invest in any card, because then, I start going down the Benevolent Bodyguard line where you got a 7/7 unicorn that can get blocked by everything, and just not in the cards for this one. Okay, I like that. Let me bring out the Hawk first, just in case. I probably are going to be able to see a Tithing Blade here in the next turn or two, plus tempo of the turn here with Suffocating Fumes still a turn or two away. We've got some time. Okay, let's do the thing. Yes, I want to do the awesome thing. Go get the badly drawn Hawk heads. Okay, bring those all in. Attack! Watch the mutagenic be like, no! To not be dishonest. That's right, superfan. I almost caught myself saying the dreaded phrase. I was editing something this last week, and I took you take out a lot of ums and uhs in interviews and stuff, but one of the first things I did was like, I'm going to lose this too, because they started it off with TBH. What do we got? What do we got? Yeah, there it is. I want to keep the pressure on. I'm not sure if I should field here. Walk right into a... I want to set up our plans here. I'm just going to play this nice and easy. We're just going to cast it. Next turn I'll probably Veteran Hawk if things don't improve, but not the most thrilling board right now. Attacking for 1, but our stuff keeps getting bigger and better. Good news is they're not on a mono black rat build, so this mana might be a little bit stifled when they need it most. Sure wasn't the first game. It is nice seeing so many different flavors of good black decks. Long gone are the chittering rats of old. Ooh. Got some Innistrad trivia. Dusted that off. I used to do a lot better releases of cards and stuff like that, like with sets and just cool media and things. Now everything's done in that TikTok tiny little window and 10-second videos. Not nearly as cool as it used to be. Alrighty, things just got interesting. Things are going to die, so I'm going to bring out the Veteran and a Hawk. Just keep things going here. Nope. There we go. Stuff's going to die, and we're going to fly right over and hopefully win. But yeah, the very first tutorial I did under the moniker of Pauperganda when I was starting the YouTube channel was on called it White Life token list. Used to really be kind of a tournament staple for about a year or two. I ran it pretty steadily. That was back when Order of Litbur was actually a good card to have 2 of in your list. There were no Gurmag Anglers or Suffocating Fumes. Most of the damage wasn't of the Withering Persuasion, it was actual damage, so that was a house of a card. Yeah, the Order of Lightbeer. You all right. Okay, so we got a bit of a reprieve here, at least they're showing that. I'd really like to even see another Lumithread Field here. I'm just going to flood the board. If they've got Crypt Rats, we're just screwed, so I'm going to try to get in the win here. All right. We shall go all in. They need a Swamp Rat draw. Alrighty. We'll say no to this. No. And this, always yield. See how easy Soul Warden makes things? No drama. I can't remember, does the Phantom count itself when he dies? Any judges in the house? This is a very adequate army. We're Tithing Blade safe, but we're Crypt Rat vulnerable. They would need a Swamp Rat draw here to really make us cry, but hey, I got to put on the pressure somehow, right? The luminous phantom. That's right. That's what it's called when it's that way. Oh, okay. Thank you, Mtmentat. All right. I bet if I focused, I could have figured that out. I was just trying to remember, like, last night, did that count? Did I get life for that? I think I did. I don't think you guys would have recognized me yesterday. I hadn't shaved since the prior week, so I had quite a bit of little beard going on. And okay, this sucks, but it's not that bad. Unless they drop a swamp. We've got one go of it. And we can also journey. Because of running Lumithread main, or they just mess up. That was what I was talking about in the first round, where you can just sometimes get lucky. Like, people forget the Lumithread Field's ability. They're like, oops, now if we top deck our Alpha Strike, we're going to just win here. We could hit for 15 if we get Guardian's Pledge. Somebody was mentioning there's a London thing I shared on the community site, or the community tab of YouTube, for a big event happening in London for Pauper and stuff. But somebody mentioned, like, we had to do a GoFundMe for Deluxe. I was like, oh man, that would be epic. Fly around the world and go see what I could see. It's like, what are you traveling for? A card game? In the end, it's hard to beat Journey to Nowhere. In that scenario, had they passed, we could have journeyed and then kept the rat out of the yard, hopefully out of their hands. But yeah, now their mana's getting pretty scary. And a lot of good draws we could have here. This is okay land here, because I am running 21. But that last game, that was really frustrating. It was like stuck on 2 forever. What list would I bring to London? Oh boy, I'd probably have some 8-rat variant. Yeah, it's pretty hard to not want to go that route. Okay, the troll is out. It's out and about. We're going to gain a life. We're just going to get there, honestly, I think. I don't mean it. I mean like in the gaming sense, not the other one. Yeah, the Blood Parrot. But that's a pretty cool token, too. And if anybody from that organization, I know League of Pauper Italia, I think, is actually doing it. They're starting to branch off to other countries and stuff, so awesome on them. But if anybody can send me higher grade artwork, I was going to show it at the top of the show because the tournament's in July, but once I blew it up to full res size, it was pretty pixelated. So super fan saying you got good luck with those. Cool. All right, well, we'll get more rat proof here, and I want to attack with everything, so I'm going to do this now. You never know, they might have a wrath effect into an initiative, so without any deadly dispute triggers available here, I'm going to try to grab that troll right now. Attack! Looks like we're going to have a game 3. One good thing about the veteran armor, I'm running 4 of them and the field, but especially with the armor, is once a person gets wind of the list, a lot of times they'll pick on the armor for very good reason, leaving your soul sisters alone so you can kind of gain life and stay in the race a little bit. But make no mistake, this is a bad matchup. A dirty Tron fan, says Mtmentat. Big lover of altar combo. Yeah. Oh man, if you can, like, that's why, like, a lot of times a Tron list or a Tortured Existence list in real life, you demonstrate the loop, and there's a whole different metagame if you concentrate. Okay, probably the garden coming back. Yep. Tidyverse gonna be watching this back on YouTube, be like, I can't believe I tripped the rat for 1. Finally, it's not me punting while chatting and doing everything else. We've got lethal. Might have to pop the bread just to stay alive. Get to about 6 mana. I recommend holding the plains unless you've seen a bunch of chittering rats and it's 5 years ago, but usually you're pretty safe. You might actually get a free duress out of the deal. I always love doing that. So the overall thing, that's why we're going pretty hard in the paint with these veteran armors and Lumithread's main, just so it'll encourage that wide strategy, right? They give us too much time, we gain too much life. and then eventually our kill cards show up. So, okay, well, I actually kind of anticipated a LL to start when I saw an early Crypt Rat there, but what did we like? What didn't we like? I really like seeing Journey. I think I want to have 2 of those. I could probably lose a Screech. Don't want to overboard, though. I don't think Rally's going to get us out of rat contention. So I think I would rather just have, gosh, maybe even the last strands. The last strand. Let's do that. We can hold them. A super fan. Thank you for using the emotes. I love it. Okay, this is exactly how this is supposed to work. Got some life, some defense, and about 3 lands. Keep. Like the old timer on the A-Team, Hannibal, that was his name. He used to say, I love when a plan comes together. I watched that when I was a little kid. I tell you, revisiting old TV shows from the 80s that you remember, especially chief among them, Knight Rider. I used to run home. I think it was like Friday nights, and you had to, for anybody under like 40, probably won't understand this, but you'd run home and there was only... You didn't have even VCRs or ways to record back then. If you watched a show, you had to be in that seat at that time, and that was it. So, but rewatching them sometimes, they just, oh my God, they don't hold up. You can just tell. It's like, wow, this was a 15-minute script stretched to 45 minutes with commercials to reach the hour mark. It was just everything back then just ran so much slower. A lot of things to complain about these days, especially as you get older, but one of the things you can't complain about. That's definitely a golden era of media and TV. There's, for the most part, a lot of good programming out there, a lifetime's worth. Oh, Mind Stab, I'll use it even against walls as far as Standard Bearer goes to stop the Freed from the Real and things like that. Standard Bearer is one of those cards when you're looking deep into your sideboard on game 3 and you've got to win. There's so many decks where you're like, oh, that would be good here. Dreamer Stingo, yeah. It's probably been said quite a bit. I'm just going to play defense here while we got it, guys. Keep things out of reach, hopefully. Or Dead Dog to a Tithing Blade here. I don't believe I would keep those in against a list like this. So if they got it, they got it. Again, Soul's Attendant's that card where if I'm going to lose any of the Soul Sisters, that's the one I want it to be dead. I wish they would make that easier. Hey, has anybody seen the movie Fall Guy? My wife wants to see that. The trailers look really good, but I'm wondering if it's going to be a movie I like seeing. All right, here we go. Always and always. We should be good. Once we get multiple triggers on the stack, though, sometimes Soul's Attendant, even though you did it right, will still screw you up and eat 10 seconds. Oh, Just John agrees, 13. Yeah, it's so cringy. There's some movies, too. I know I brought this up before, but what was it? The National Lampoon's Vacation, like the Christmas one. We about 8 Christmases ago got the popcorn out and everybody's sitting around and we were just like, this is not holding up. Didn't help that we were bragging about what a good holiday film it was and stuff. So we're pretty safe from Crypt Rats at the moment. Let's invest, shall we? We'll bring out a priest just so they start getting hurt with these little token strategies. Let's try this out. Have you ever had any luck with BW Aristocrat? Yeah, we just played one about 4 months ago. We had a very similar engine. Let me bring out... This one will probably pay more dividends early if another plant token shows up. But yeah, I guess that would technically fall under the Aristocrat umbrella. But feel free, if you got a list that's getting there close, Mtmentat, send it to paupergan@gmail.com. Make sure to mention who you are, because sometimes people have like 5 different usernames between Twitch, YouTube, Magic Online, and whatever else. And keep it to one that you care about, and I always give them a look. Team's still in first place in pickleball for those 2 people in the world that care. My little pickleball update. I try to keep it simple, keep it to just a few. This is why coming to play tap lands can be quite the expenditure on your overall tempo of the game here. Every time I would draw a secluded step, I never cycled it. I played it. And so I was like, even my son looked at the list after about 20 games, looking over my shoulder every once in a while. He was like, that should just be a basic plains, Dad. And I was like, you're right, son. It looks lazy, but we're all about efficiency and not missing drops and building a board. Not hitting very hard here. I'm sure they're holding a rat, but they're going to need a whole lot more mana. Now white weenie, right? But yeah, we're had some really close games. Felt like we lost. We played a really good team this week, and technically I lost every game. Not me, but I played 3 rounds, and those were 3 of the losses. I played good, but just sometimes you just score on defense. You can just have a really kind of stultified outing. But all right, this feels so safe, doesn't it? We're just going to bring this out, look like we're overextending, which maybe we are. You never know. Maybe they're running Arms of Hadar. That would really hurt, right? We're super dead to that. But for right now, we're just going to... Okay, Soul Sister, I already told you all this stuff. Yield, yield. Yes. You going to ask too, even though we set you up? Sometimes it still does it. Attack! Yeah! However, we'd be able to hit for about 15 there if that Prismatic Strands was what we swapped it out for, which is the Guardian's Pledge. But oh well. Yeah, messed around with Crystal Grotto for the scry and not missing the drop. Y'all know I'm a fan of running those even in a monocolored list. Oh no. Boy, that's frustrating. Bye-bye, everybody. Yep. Hard to beat that. Crunch, any order. They're only at 15. We're not doing that great. Okay, this is when we either need Cenn's Enlistment or Battle Screech to show up. Oh, yeah. That I didn't think of, Dreamer Stingo. I've always wanted to use that card, too. toc.digsite. That's a pretty good inclusion, Digsite. I'd probably only run 1 or 2 of those. But that's a pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. We'll bring out the Veteran. Now, if they Tithing Blade us, it's going to feel really painful. And you know what? Had we not sideboarded in Prismatic Strands, we could have played the Guardian's Pledge defensively there. I hate doing that, but it's better than losing 5 creatures. Remember when Cassia's Digsite came out, I was like, oh, I'm going to use the hell out of that. I haven't played it once. Sometimes things get lost in the shuffle. Speaking of shuffling, my wife and I love this card game called 313 with just a basic set of cards. And we officially keep tally marks of little slashes of all the games we play. And you open up the lid of whatever game, and there's legions of hash marks of who's ahead, who's whatever. And she's always got my number on that game, and we started keeping official track now, and it was even for a while, but boy, she's really been pulling away. I've been getting destroyed. Okay, we've got this. Multiple triggers are going to not make this fun. We'll bring out another Sacrificial Lamb. So we've got this up to 3. We're going to have to do everything. So hopefully the first strands will actually work. You always got to be careful of strands activations for 0. Sometimes people jump the gun. I've shown that off many a times here. I get your mind step through. Yeah, there are scenarios you want to hard cast a mind. Faerie Macabre, but my goodness, you'd need both grottos to show up. But I hear you. Or the I've killed many of people with a grotto and with chain lightning on the stack, and the red player doesn't remember, the secondary thing. How many of y'all in the chat have done that, right? You kill the unexpecting burn player with their own spell. That's always fun. Yeah, there's different levels of satisfying wins, and that's really up there, probably in the top 3. Yeah, Crystal Grotto with Surveil is pretty sweet. Oh, the old highlight. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Ooh, this is a tough decision, ain't it? I guess we're going to get rid of the Phantom. That's frustrating that they kept in Blades. I guess when you wipe the board, you know, pick it up with these little tidbits. Map token. Forget about. There's too many tokens these days. Bum, bum. Wondering if I should cast the Strands almost no matter what. Opponent. Wow, look at this. Chatterbox here playing a long-winded deck, and we're, gosh, 8 minutes up on our opponent. Pretty great. I know what they're doing here. Yeah, let's we'll block here. I got a ritual effect, or they just they didn't do the math there. It'll kill the rat first. I've got a trick too. I think we just saw the second boo-boo or punt from Tidyverse. Let's see what they do here. Oops, I don't mean to ignore chat. Stop ignoring chat. I want to see the game log, please. X is 2, eh? Do we want them to hurt themselves? Just in case. I just want to play this now. I don't know if they've got some extra answer. I think they're just saving face here. We'll just call black, just so I've got it in the yard. That feels good. I know we've seen Bazooka Bog, but both of them are already out. Plus we got another one in our hand, so now I can attack with Veteran, play hopefully some creature out. Be really nice to see Battle Screech. I know we took 1 out, but it's not like we took 4 out. The card's been hiding from me lately. That's good. I ain't going to complain. You all know I will anyway. All right. See your Tithing Blade, and I'll raise you 3 more creatures. Woo! 4, I should say. Yes. Let's do it. toc.digsite. I got to check that out. You know, there's nothing stopping me from just playing it after this game, right? I can just add it. Don't have to suffer. We'll see how it plays. So if I can remember to do that. No. Here we go. Attack. Strands in the yard. Ginkgo biloba 111. Woo! Nice to see you play Mtmentat. Yeah, I try to really stay away from spells unless they save the game or end it. Hollow would be the first card I would consider that isn't a creature. 1 mana. You can gain like 36 life and save your team a lot of times. Thank you for that, Mindstab. Alrighty. Down goes our big dude. No, he doesn't. Defile in action again. Just because you have dark-looking lands doesn't make them swamps. Take that lesson to heart, kids. Woo! Okay. We've got Prismatic Strands. That was pretty fun. Feels like they're streaming, right? This is the kind of stuff. Clock's running down. Talking too much. Maybe they got a Twitch channel going. Not dead accurate. Who knows? They got another Defile. I could make it right. 2 for 1 themselves. Are they going to do it? No. They explore. Cool. Fungal infection. What the? -1/1. Creative. Okay. Good, but we're all in the defensive line of things here. Yeah, they threw it in the yard. Soul Sisters. I always call it White Life, but I was thinking to myself, I'm like, quit being such a, what would you call it that? A namist? Monikerist? It's like somebody just perusing lists and stuff. They're going to be like, oh, I see. Okay. We're going to do it again. I'm going to play out another Hawk, gain some life, sit back on Strands. We're only doing 2 damage a turn here. Always healed. I guess I might as well play that other Hawk. like to use it? No. Right? Just in case. Let's attack with the 2. Get the other hawk down. Yeah, we only draw that land at the end of turn here, so I could be sitting on another strands, which might be valuable. Can I just kill that? So if I play the other hawk, I can block and kill the Avenging Hunter if they don't have any shenanigans show up, right? It's a little obvious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, let's do that. A little nerve-wracking, you know. They could still have one of the board wipe effects here. Or Drown in Sorrow before. No and yes. Gain in life. Okay. Attacking ends. Yeah, it's too tempting to just kill those things off. More slow mana. Is it going to bring back a garden or a bog? Tough choice. Probably a bog, I would say, at this point of the game. What is this? Oh, I suggest otherwise. Oh, they've got the rat. Are you kidding me? What do they have? Okay. That's a good scenario. They get the initiative back. Be nice to draw one of our kill cards here. We'll put that forge probably on the veteran armor. Nah, what am I kidding? We're going to put it on a bird. This is when I love using a strands here because who would think that we've got another one in hand, right? With plenty of mana to use it, so. That sucks. I think we're going to just win on time here, everybody. If I'm not being dishonest. They do. It's called the Conquistador. Didn't they have... Wait, no. That's just Squadron Hawk on the ground. Never mind. We'll do this here. What am I doing? Yeah, that's right. It got too big, so we can't do the trick, but we can still do this. Yield. Prismatic Strands, ending games by time since 2005. I like saying if I'm not being dishonest because it kind of pokes fun and makes people realize how often that damn phrase is. It's like a mind virus. Just, ugh, get out, get out. Okay. Let's just have fun. This game's going to be over on the clock no matter what. We'll do this. Attack. Yeah. Crunch, crunch, crunch. What shall we put it on? It is time to forge. Forge a great hall. Yes. Let's do it on this dude. You. Here. Huh. Armor is tempting there. I'm not going to be attacking with that. Sometimes you get early armor, Lumithread Field unmolested, and then you cast a Battle Screech and you look down for, you've got like 4 like 1/5s or something. It's like, what deck beats that? Not many. Chid 3 in the house. All right. Good to have you with us, my friend. Hold on a minute. I've got texts going on here, but my mouse should not be there. I've had problems in the past with that. Turn 3 squawk. We'll do it again, my friends. Do this. Make sure it works. And then we'll double block. Boop. Don't just strands. Take something out. Two, one. Drum roll. Soul Sisters get there after a very rough first game. Early Crypt rat and walked right into a double mulligan too, so things could be worse. Woo! Yeah, we really need Quadratic Hawk. That's right, man. Talk about a fan disappearing, huh? Well, as we go over here and check this out. That couldn't have been a worse matchup, but we were able to pull it off. Would have been nice to see a Battle Screech. My goodness. Yeah, let's go. My wife is giving not just blood today, but platelets. So she has to be all like crucified while she gets exsanguinated, and it takes like 2 or 3 hours. She does it pretty often. I went to give blood once. They said my blood was like molasses. It just wouldn't come out fast enough. And I got up to, be finished, and I almost fainted because I was so lightheaded. In other words, I'm not a very good person to give blood. And then they didn't get enough, so they just looked at this bag of blood, and then they just threw it in the trash. And I was I felt so... It's pretty hard to offend me, but I was just like almost on a molecular level. I was like, that's me you're throwing away. I was like, good grief. But if they don't get enough, I guess I'm sure we've got some nurses in the chat that can tell us why. But oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay, let's develop here. Yeah, I'm really happy we have this extra land here, but let's get a hawk out. We haven't seen a enemy color here, meaning black or red, so we'll do this here. Just in case, nothing feels worse than drawing another hawk when you don't play the first one. Yes, we want to see our hawks. Boom. I think I have like 35 Squadron Hawks in my collection. Okay, click slowly. Carry a gentle mouse. Here we are. This is one of the few times I hope they have Thermokarst, because I'll be like, all right. Don't want to see multiples after that, but for right now, we're feeling all right. Who got the hawk out? I'm not scared of needles, says Chid3, but I'd prefer to avoid them. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I don't really have an aversion to any of that stuff, but I'm kind of a lightweight when it comes to exsanguination effects. Oh, well said, Dreamer Stango. They could have at least sacrificed the blood token. I guess in a weird way they did, right? Uh-oh. Red showing up. This is a little scary. Let's bring out a little life patrol here. Drop the veteran. If we get breath weaponed here, it's going to feel incredibly lame, but we might be able to just win next turn. Well, not next turn, but get pretty close. Phlebotomist Pithing Needle naming me. Chid. I get mad for you, Chid3, because every once in a while you'll come out with some awesome deck, and I'll always give you credit, and then I see your numbers go up, and then for some reason somebody actually goes back and like takes subs away or something. I'm like, who does that? I just figured once you get a sub, they just stay around, but I guess people have a lot of time on their hands, and they're like, oh, I haven't seen so-and-so with new content for a while, so I'll unsubscribe. It's like, it's not worth the calorie to unsubscribe, I would think, but apparently people do it. So I get mad. I'm always trying to pimp out your show there. All right, well, there's a few rules of thought here. We can bring out a Squadron Hawk, which doesn't do too much. In case they keep blowing up our lands, I want to get them dead as fast as I can here. So we're going to do the aggro version of this list. Do this. Crunch. And now you're almost dead. Yeah. Journey to Nowhere probably here. Gruul. LD. Another good thing we're running 21 lands here. Thank you for that, Chimpskey. Okay. That slows us down. But... oh, they got a little sweeper. Electrickery takes us out? What year is this? And it's really frustrating when those cards do what they're supposed to do, because we've got all the contingencies we can almost play in this list main. So that part's pretty frustrating. Land here? Okay, guess not. Most likely to get in, probably a Squadron Hawk. I'm just going to play this in case they've got some sort of other removal spell. Really would have liked to land there for very obvious reasons. Poopy bird, says Jaredgel. Like trickery, Maine? What is going on here? I was saying I don't really... Oh, boy. That's going to be hard to get around that. It has reach. I think I want electricity. Maybe they've got more. This is fine. We'll do... it might be worth just doing the bird plan here. Either way, we've got them, so if they have another electricity, I at least want them to have to play around this here. Well, just attack for the win next turn. And I guess we can't because of how I played it, but if I'll attack with everything if this goes down. No. If the board doesn't develop. I've got a feeling we're going to be seeing a dinosaur in our near future. The Veteran Armor. It's one thing I've never built successfully is a very good soldiers list. There's so many cards out there. I was right. Temporal Spring. What are they going to bounce? The Veteran, probably. Although it doesn't get you too much. If they bounce the Phantom, what happens? I think it just is an exile, right? Squadron Hawk. That's a strange choice. Gain some life here. Can't last too long. It's 11 damage a turn if they start turning things sideways. Of course, that Veteran Armor could trade with the big old dino if we want to smash heads here. Strange play for sure. I'll do this and this. Just pass the turn, I guess. Nope. Do this. Nothing to do here but chill out. Take 11, say no. Whoop. Oh, bummer. Just heard from my son that he didn't see the Northern Lights either, and he's right up towards the edge of Canada. Well, talk about an overblown story. All I heard about yesterday was just how amazing and low everything was going to be, and it's like, well, could probably almost see him anyway, right? Could see a very faint pink in the sky if I looked really hard, says my son. Darn it. That's a bummer. Yeah, I was reminded of, I had a weird feeling that was going to happen. Uh-oh, we can feel this one slipping away, everybody. I had a funny feeling that was going to happen because about 7 months back, there was Hurricane Hillary on the west coast here of the States, and I was rolling my eyes because every time there's a storm or something, it just ends up being this, you know, it sprinkles for an afternoon, and the news crews are going crazy, and they'll zoom in on puddles, and it's just so overblown and ridiculous. Ooh, like this. But if I Alpha Strike, do I just win here? No. Let's wait a turn. We'll do a Screech, and then we'll ensure the victory. So says I. We'll do it again. Boop, boop, boop. So anyway, Hurricane Hillary shows up. Everybody's, bracing the rafters and get your sandbags and all this stuff. And it barely rained, and the humidity was super high. So high that our fire alarms went off. But yeah, that was so underwhelming. I was like, are you kidding me? This is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so even if our land gets blown up here, we can still pledge next turn and hopefully win. Of course, Electricity Main and then Temporal Spring. Never know what our opponent has in store for us. Rimwood Falls is the blue-green, right? Yeah. I like this, using a turn to... Just don't follow it up with another one, unless we top deck a land. Then in that case, I don't care. Okay, well, there it is. Come on, land. I put 21 basics in this for a reason. Let's go. Land. Most probable thing in my list? Boom. We would lose 3 creatures. And we could hit for 5. Let's actually play the Attendant here. Yeah, I'm going to play that and act like we've got a trick. They know we have the Hawk. That's nothing. Do I attack anyway? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We only have 4 attackers next turn. We did for 4 now. Do we want to trade? They block the 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's half their life. Let's go. And white, and it's there are so many attacking or blocking creature awesome cards, and it just never comes up. You need to have like a first strike deck or something weird. This is the case they've got some sort of wrath effect still. Who knows? We've got quite a bit of mana access here, so I don't want to see any more food tokens. I think that was the right play. Yeah, every time, almost every other set, there'll be a white instant. I'm like, whoa, maybe that'll finally do it, because they keep up in the ante, and some of them draw. And uh-oh, is this like a breath weapon? Please don't be. Okay, there's another. Let's click slowly and carry a large staff. Yes, I want to use the ability. Okay, I guess, did I already set it or something? I don't remember doing that. Didn't even give me the option. Weird. All right. This is a lot of times how this deck wins and why I don't run removal main. The life is enough of a buffer that we can usually get there. All right. I don't mind that. Yeah, I can't really do too much. I'm going to just buff this out. Let me just cast this out. We just need one land to win. Now, I wouldn't have thought land destruction against this would be that critical, but it seems to be. This way, if they alpha strike, we could still survive. Come on, land. Let's go. Ah, ding. Darn food. That was very unappetizing looking food. Looked like a cobweb. Yeah, Stonehorn. Such a good card. I think that made our Pauper top 10. Okay. Pretty soon these little birdies aren't going to be dying. All right, let's see if I can do anything here. Nope. Yes, I want to use the ability. I swear, there's sometimes it just turns off. I just don't want to see more life stuff happen. Yes. Man, oh man, that's getting cluttered. This went from any minute now we're going to win to like, uh-oh, what do we do here? I like tapping out. I'm a big fan of that. Yes, I want to gain life. They should. It seems like that would be a really easy fix on a PC-based game, just to be like, you know what? Just right-click here and just say, always say yes. I'd like them to explain to me why it has to be so difficult. I guess the wording or something. Who knows? Do I take it? Boy, they're really respecting this crackback, aren't they? I'll let this through. I want to tempt them to attack, you know? Gotta go that route. Okay, not much to do, but wait for our lands to show up. Yes, okay. Say no. No. And here we go with the solstice. Yes. We can do nothing. Now it's getting scary. Again, another list where Prismatic Strands might be a good call. There's quite a few colors over there, though. This is getting hard to get out from underneath. We got them right against the edge of life, but this is another boarding party. I'm probably going to have to block with some of my non-flyers. Another int shows up. Okay. Would be nice if we had a little bit more Soul Sister action. We've only got one. Might make a difference. The damn food token's making a difference, that's for sure. Who would eat this? Maybe a spider? Does he see that one in the background? All right, come on over for 11. Yep. They can block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Damn. And they have the backup plan. This is getting away from us. Stepsister action. There we go. Ding. Oh, just rubbing it in our face. All right, concede. Can't believe we lost that one. Felt like we had them on death's door for quite a while, but oh well. All right. Journeys are going to be pretty good here. Bring in 2. I'm going to lose a Screech. We're definitely going to lose an Enlistment. We're not going to be wanting to pitch lands there. Lowering our curve a bit. I do want to make some room. Let me get rid of one more Screech. I want to get rid of... Rally's a nice surprise, but I still don't really want to see one too early. I'll bring in 2 strands here. And go like that. Yeah, that was crazy. 6 Reachers. Oh my goodness. Still not convinced that this is better than Doom Traveler. It, immediately looks like it. It gains life. What are you talking about? But there's already been a scenario in one game today where I'm like, I kind of miss my old friend. So I'm going down on Battle Screeches just because we're up against land destruction and it's our most expensive spell. So watch they take out land destruction. Let's try this, guys. I've always liked Doom Traveler. Back when that was first printed, that was like one of the only cards that did that. It's the Hunted Witness, I think, is the other one. God, I hope I got that wrong. I don't want that taking up space in my brain. Yes. 3 lands, please. Thank you. That's how I designed it. Keep. Oh, I was right. Damn it. All right. We'll bring out the Soul Warden. How afraid of an early electrickery are we? Answer, very. So I'm going to stultify all positions and immediately just drop the field. Always yield. Especially since we might not have 3 mana for very long with that early elf out. Oh, that's tempting, but I'm still going to set up. Cast it. Just get things safe, or at least out of electrickery range here. There you go, Mind Stab. Let me know how that goes with the aristocrats. I think I mentioned this a few months back, maybe even a year ago, the way my temporal mind works, but there's just a big hole in the head when it comes to trying to find good white instants. I've gone down search paths so many times. I've looked at every single, always with white, like instant tricks. I'm always looking for that kind of stuff. It's probably, if I was on like a quiz show for just Magic and that was the category, I would bet a lot of money before hearing the question because I've got some goods with that. I'm going to play the Hawk here, even though it doesn't gain life. It will thin out our chances of drawing more land since we've got a perfect amount of land, but this is a really good example of why land destruction is just so good. Like, here's a deck that doesn't even seem like it needs defense against land destruction, but as we all know, all it takes is 1 or 2 well-timed spells and you get a hiccup on something once or twice, and then boom, you get there. So while we have 2 mana, I'm going to try to play 2 mana spells, because once one gets waxed, then we'll play the Veteran, right? That's how my brain works. I thought of playing Field Surgeon. You talk about a, there you go, Chid 3. Build a good Field Surgeon list. It's probably this with Field Surgeon in it, but that is such an underplayed card. Another good one to just keep in the back of your brain. Is this either, what is this, a Muldrifter showing up? We haven't done enough here. They're exploding, and yep, here comes an Ent. Bam. That is a hell of a card. I've seen many scratching heads across from me. Actually, that's a lie because we're playing digitally, and I don't own them in paper. But yeah, Field Surgeon's one of those cards. When you drop it, even that turn, doesn't have summoning sickness for that ability. Somebody does an electricity style effect, or just so many combat tricks with that guy. Perfectly named card too. Yeah, that's true, Dreamer Stingo. It has taken some shine. That is correct. Let's gain some life here. I know I said I was going to play a 2-turn Hawk, but I lied. We'll play this. I want to keep them worried about our... All right, let's click slowly. I feel like this has already gotten away from us, even though we're holding Pledge. We all saw I did that right. Journey to Nowhere could show up for a well-timed attack, but we're going to need lands and the cards to show up, and that's 2 things. So, and now they're at 21. Yeah, this seems like a bad matchup. I would have thought, like, what's this called? Naya? No, it's blue, red, green. What is that, guys? Somebody help me out. Muldrifter incoming, I would imagine. Tamir ramp. Yeah, I never remember that. Alrighty. It was funny, yesterday we went the last second to go play pickleball at these, and there was a tournament going on, like a big official one, so we couldn't go to the one. Then there were some other courts down the way, which we play out on Monday nights usually, but this was Friday. So we go there. There's no tennis players for the temp nets, and oh boy, yeah, I don't think we're winning this one, guys. So we set up, and there's like 12 matchups going on, and because, you know, 1 tennis court equals 4 pickleball courts if the tennis players don't show up, because we technically weren't supposed to be there. And then sure enough, about 3 games in, these 2 old ladies show up with their tennis rackets, and like 12 people have to stop what they're doing so that 2 can do the thing. So, which was, they're right, they did have access to the courts before us and stuff, but it just felt kind of like, what? This doesn't have trample, but this game's over, so I'm just like letting it hit me. Yeah, I love Schoolmaster lists. That's fun with Field Surgeon. Or the Night Market Lookout, one of my other favorites. Get that in a vehicle build. All right, we're losing here. I'm going to go get some coffee as we journey way back to Innistrad. Get your trivia caps ready. I'm going to go grab some coffee, and I'll be right back in just a few minutes.
If you're financially smart enough to play Pauper instead of other formats, your money may not be sure what to do with itself. At Augur Financial, we'll help it save for the future, combining careful study with our new ThoughtCast app. Augur Financial, learning from the tragic lessons of other formats.
And we're back. All right, I have put in the dig site. We will say yes. Let's see if we find the new card or if it hides from us the whole day. Hiya! Keep this. Another 3-land hand. That's how I designed it, damn it. Get off my lawn. Okay, got a pretty good plan here. A little clogged at the 2 spot. This deck just has a natural tendency to do that. I love that Augur Financial. There's all these little hidden jokes in the fine text. If you're financially smart enough to play Pauper instead of other formats, your money may not know what to do with itself. Funny, that's my oldest old girlfriend's voiceover. So if he's watching, it'd be like, hey, I'll cringe a little bit, you know. Let's set up the pain train here. It's a bit of a stultified move. A little slow to roll out here, but I'm sure that Soul Warden's not long for the world. I mean, we didn't really get value out of it if they nix it now, but yeah. Alrighty, bull roast it is. Cool. Windscarred Crag in the house. Be nice to have another Lumithread Field or a veteran here. Let's get things out of the woodwork. Boop. We'll play the priest on purpose first because it's got the weirdest little trigger and I want to make sure it happens right now. We'll say always yes and always yield. This is when we hope we see a Koldatha rebirth. I just want to see another plane. So we've got a really quick win here, especially if they pick on stuff because it'll cost them enough tempo. I foresee a Battle Screech win via Guardian's Pledge. Hopefully I'm right. That's a good point, Mindstab Throw, about Tocasia's dig site. Yeah, I put in 2. So now we've got 19 basics and 2 dig sites. Used to run quicksand in this original build. This is weird. I guess we have to do this on both sides. Another Lumithread. Might be a good time. Dig it! That would be a funny list to make room for 4 dig sites, probably like in some Tron build, right? I've seen it in Tron a few times. I want to know more about Tocasia. I think that's mentioned in the original Ornithopter art by Amy Weber, the artist. That's the one I have in real life that I really like. What do we got here? What's happening? 1 mana. We're going to get inspected. Come on out, Inspector. We all know you're coming. Nope. Gonna... Oh, all right. Say goodbye to something. Bye-bye, Priest. I think so, Mindstab. Tocasia was an elderly archaeologist from Argyve on Dominaria. Ah, so Tocasia, some old school knowledge right there. Woo! Boy, oh boy. Might as well attack, right? Let's see if we can get some dudes out of the way. They're like, what's happening here? I'm just going to do it. 3 damage, crunch. At least represent that you don't want to block us. I'm going to draw another plane here. This is going to be over quick. Alrighty. Not too worried about that. Suture Priest gets the axe. Interesting. I was playing quite a few red decks, you know, the tier 1 list last night, and I didn't lose to a single one of them. I had a lot of 3-game matches though, but it was really funny. Like you look in their graveyard and it was like all of these lightning bolts and blasts and everything, and you know the mana we're both at like 19 life, and they have no cards, and I've got a full set of like 5 or 6 cards in hand, and slow and steady. I have never seen this land before. Yeah, from the new cowboy set. Yeah, could do without. The perspective on those is all off. Uh-oh. Yeah, this will be over quick. We got Journeys. We got Prismatic. We're not... and we can just block, too. That's always an option. Oh, I didn't know we gained that much life in the meantime. Land, please. Okay. There's worse things we could have drawn, but deck's kind of fighting us here. Even a dig site would be good, right? Yes. Let's go fill it up. This is going to help our odds, as I'm fond of saying. Boop. Off we go. Gain some more life. And sit back and do nothing. Darn it. Good old block. Nothing beats a block. Synthesizer value. Starting to add up. Had we not stumbled on that 4th mana, boy, this would maybe even argue be over. Another Alpha Strike Guardian's Pledge here. The only thing that survives on their board is the Hawk. Return Synthesizer, I'd imagine. Yep, more cards. All that glitters number 2 enters. That's a problem. Wonder if they're running a Ginger Brute. I don't know why you wouldn't. Heck, I don't know why you wouldn't play the Imp, the black card for Phyrexian mana. Marcus Gar, good to have you with us. I was playing with you a while ago. I was the Tamir LD. Yeah, we were just talking about how effective. You wouldn't think with 21 basics in that list that it would even be an issue, but sure proved me wrong. He had so many reachable flyers. We had you so close to dead. God, where is our stuff? Well, we're just going to die next turn if we don't have a good blocker, so we're just going to keep investing here. Gain a little bit of life. It'd be really nice if we had 4 creatures out instead of the little 1/1 here. Say no to this. Feel like we're up against land destruction again. We can't do nothing here. Yeah, Temporal Spring can be somewhat underwhelming, but especially if you have the Cascade ability in there, that's a nice little combat trick that gets around the sorcery speed of it. I'm sure that's what they're thinking. All right, Marcus. Now, is the underscore Gar suggested of a country? A lot of times I'll see that, but it's usually only 2 letters, or is that just your last name? Who's to know? All right, this is a Prismatic Strands list. It's always good to write down like what you're bringing in, because if you haven't played a deck in a while or you're returning to it, sometimes you'll notice like, I bring in this card in almost every matchup, so that should probably be main. I got a weird feeling they've got extra blasts in their hand, and they're just going to try to hope we don't block here. We're blocking. Yeah, we got to block here. Bye-bye, Hawk. All right, we know they've got another... Oh, my goodness, what the hell? I've won games like this. It's weird. We can keep blocking. We're gaining just enough life here to... Hold on. I get 1 Battle Screech in this. We might be able to pull this off. Not a deck you want to give up on. Unless they're kicking your legs out from under you with land destruction. No. All right. Come on, veteran, do your thing. We'll do this to this. I should never have to touch it again, but I'll have to do it every turn. Now we're still at 17. I would personally probably put the other glitter on one of the inspectors and just swing. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to end in some Galvanic Blast to the head. That's used to be only 1 or 2 players played like that. Now they all do. It's the correct play. I keep trying to make a Glasses of Urza list. I keep thinking in my head that there's all these abilities with crimes, and it's like, really, there's only that bird that's worth playing. Everything else is just, doesn't exist. So if there were more crimes, that would be pretty cool. Okay, I'll gain some more life here. It's good times. I'll do the thing. Hey, look at that. It worked. Sometimes it does. So they're not going to be on Breath Weapon because of their board. As far as like game 2, I'm pretty sure these lists run End the Festivities. Am I right or wrong on that? Here comes 14. I'm still going to block here. This, we've only seen 1 blast, and they're halfway through their list here. Chid3's in the chat. I like to mention random cards because maybe it'll spark some ideas for him, right? Finally. Jeez, oh, peas, oh. Okay. We're going to start building up here. Let's do the thing. Gain some life. Did I say some? I meant a lot. Woo! This will probably encourage them to kind of do an alpha strike, which is what I'm hoping for. We will not be attacking with these folks. Keep all of our flyers available. And here we go. We can do it again next turn. That's what I mean. You know, I think we were at single digits at one point. I might be wrong there. Low teens, if anything. But bam, right back up 27. So kind of the only way to crack back at us is to do the thing. I probably should have attacked there. They are only at 12. We've got the answer in our hand. We just need to survive. Sparksmith. That's a well said. Yeah, I would definitely describe him that way. I've always been a fan. For those of you that don't know, he's the reason like Black Rogue is a thing. I guess eventually somebody, maybe even this guy, would have made something similar, but with the old prowl mechanic and all the 1/1s, that was him. All right, Glint Hawk, what you got? Synthesizer going back home? All right, what are we revealing? Windscarred Krog. I still haven't seen that last glitter. Wait a minute here. What am I doing? Where'd these X's go? I guess I can't do it. All right, enough wasting time. Makeshift Munitions. It's a great card against us, especially if we don't have a Lumithread Field. They tap their mana wrong, or what's happening here? Guess I'm probably going to start throwing creatures at it, right? Whew. We're giving the illusion of just a injured victim over here. Just keep throwing birds up in front of this massive Glint Hawk, but soon things will change, hopefully, if we're alive. Looks bad, but they got to invest quite a bit to get rid of just one thing. 2 mana and 2 permanents. I know the deck's built to do it, but when they're not 1/1s, that can get tiresome quick. Okay, do we just take this now? That's the question. I think we do. They do have Prismatic Strands math up. It's 15 damage. I'll block it. I'm still going to try to be a little pure that way. There we go. Play your other... Oh, that glitters. Maybe they're waiting for the Ginger Boot to show up. In that case, I better keep blocking, right? And keep in mind, this says white creatures. So theirs is going to get helped out too. So I got to be real careful about that. A lot of people will miss that. Let's set up again. Just gaining lots of life. Just going to keep building up here to make that munitions just a non-go. Oh, it does say you control. For some reason I thought it was the other. Thank you for catching that. Boom, boom, boom. That changes things. All right, next turn I promise I'll attack and stuff. Probably 2 less bird tokens. Get a nice healthy life total here. That was we'll call that a verbal punt for sure. 37 to 12. Doesn't feel that way. Feels like we're under duress. So has anyone seen the movie Fall Guy? I don't think I remember getting an answer on that. Or at least here in the States at least. Here's some more life. Playing mind games with myself, yeah. Well, I do have a bit of a learning disability, so we'll blame it on that. I know, I'm really worried about strands. I guess nothing's to stop somebody from building kind of an artifact version of this with, you know, all that glitters. But again, I just don't think when you go wide, protect the wide strategy. Don't play like a unicorn or throw in all that glitters in your list. I mean, there's going to be games when it'll win. It's true of just about any card. Yeah, the trailer looks pretty fun. Yeah, it's not, you know, it's the wife wanting to go see some young, hot Hollywood actor, and it's Mother's Day. I don't know how the husband gets roped into that, right? One son's off in the military, and the other one's got to work. Somehow, by proxy. Okay. This is what I don't like. How many of these lists are running Strands main? Quite a few. No, I don't mind action flicks sometimes. It can be pretty... What would you call it? Just super basic stuff. But for what a movie is, a lot of times, if you try to judge everything as like the best movie ever and it has to have this amazing plot and Christopher Nolan involved or something, then it's like, yeah, well, not many movies live up to that. But, when you know what you're going into, just a popcorn flick or whatever, it's like, I'll take it. All right, let's block here and take the 12, I guess. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to drop Attendant, swing. Can't take too much more. I have to keep a couple birds back, I would think. We've got the Squadron Hawk we can play. Even if we've got to land here, not too bad of an idea. Okay, time to stay honest. So this will get that through. Do I want the Hawk as backup or more life? I think I'm going to play the Hawk. I think I'm going to have to block with it. That's the main reason. Furiosa looks really good. Really good. I'm not against Mad Max. I like dystopian style movies and stuff. There's just been so many of them. But boy, that one really stands out as being really good. Nope. All right, let's gain some life. Okay. That's what we came here to do. Let's attack. They've got 1, 2, 3 flyers. This really blows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's just go for it. That's what we're here to do. Very obvious what we're up to. Prismatic Strands is really going to ruin our day if they've got it. They're representing it. 4 cards, halfway through the list exactly. Yeah, I don't expect Fall Guy to be very deep either. Hopefully it's just good. Can we win here? Should I have Alpha Striked? I don't think so. 1, 2, 3. Let's try this. See if things work. White creatures, I control. Mine. And here's Strands for the win. What a card. What a card. Makeshift munitions targeting. Oh, that's an interesting out. They're still alive. Hey, they didn't have Strands. This will further weaken the All That Glitters list. They could take out that Squadron Hawk and hit for quite a bit. This isn't over, but it will be soon for one of us. At least we get rid of quite a few of their things. Now, gosh, if these were 1/1s, that munitions would just be chewing everything up. But we have invested in the field. Crunch. Got him to 1. So now I think they have to sit back and play defense. Where's your Prismatic Strands? Shame on you for not playing it. This board, too, we can just Alpha Strike now, even with the Soul Sisters. So I can't believe we won that first round against early Crypt Rats and Mana Screw. That was fun. Give us some life here. Would have been so cool to play a Suture Priest. It's like, good luck, you can't get out from under this. Maybe I should Alpha Strike there. It's easy to say in hindsight. You know, one more glitters and they got me. I can't keep that Squadron Hawk to block. They could just munitions the Squadron Hawk here and put on another glitter. Yep. I don't know if we're going to survive this, guys. We'll see. I'm pretty mad at that Lumithread Field. Excuse me. No defense. 28 incoming. Galvanic Blast to the head. Or just the other ones. Yep, we lose. I really want him to play a creature at instant speed right now so I can just gain that extra life. Well done. I don't know why I'm ahead of people on time here, but I am. Come on, just Gal Blast me. We all know you got it. Are they just going to do the munitions plan? Well, save them the effort. L. Okay, begin. W-L. This is all about damage. Strands is coming in. I'm going to love seeing this. Maybe not the rally again. I'm starting to think this is kind of a flex spot. I take it out a lot. Where were you, Suture Priest? You could have won me that game. Yeah, 1 point of reach would have done it. That's for sure. I cut myself shaving really bad right under my nose, so sorry. Shouldn't pick at it. Okay. I want to keep my defensive package here. I want to keep everything. Maybe we just go with 2 of these. Not too worried about much else. Yeah, I went to, cover the wound. I put Neosporin on it, and it was, a deep enough cut where it was like, nope, that ain't doing anything. And so my wife has this liquid bandage, which is just pretty much like super glue. Man, I put that on. It stung so bad, went right into my blood, and it still kept coming. So in the end, it was just a tissue that saved the day. All right. There's the dig site. Woo! But we have no protection. We'll keep. I'm going to just go for it. If they end the festivities, then they do it. That would be pretty sweet, Mindstab Throw. You're thinking like me now. That was a pretty satisfying loss, if there ever was one, right? Opponent had 1 life. I don't even like the artwork here. Pretty cool art. Come on, opponent. Let's go. I put 2 dig sites in. For those rare scenarios when you double surveil at the end of turn, right? And you know what? This deck will get there because we can stay alive so long that dig site in this makes a lot of sense. That was just a miss by me, so I play 4 rounds without the new tech. Who recommended that? Was that you, Mindstab? Thought it was. Early life, nice and often. I'd like to see a veteran armorer show up here. That would be nice. Keep things rolling. Woo. All right. Up on life. Okay. I'm just going to play recklessly, guys. We've got if we top deck well, we'll be feeling pretty good here. I mean, this would be the ideal time to play like a Lumithread Field to stay away from. But maybe they saw the main deck Lumithread and they're like, yeah, they're just going to have it. So maybe they'll use spot removal. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Okay, let's click slowly here. Suture Priest doing some work. Always this, always yield. Yes. Dreamer Stingo. Oh, you're suggesting the grotto. Okay, so Dreamer Stingo, thank you. I believe if they had any sort of removal, they would have used it. Why take one life, right? With the Glenhawk on the stack. Boink, boink. Oh, boy. We'll make them... Let's do this. One turn away from surveilling. That's not that high of a cost. I remember somebody mentioning you can hide behind the Strands ability and just pretend you've got it, and then if you don't, you just dig. Yeah, I really like that inclusion. That feels really good already. Okay, and again, we'd be like at 19 or 18 life, but every creature gives us a few and then a little less. So my in the original, what do you call those, tutorials of this list way back in like 2016, I think, I won many a games without ever attacking. I keep thinking this is quicksand though for an old schooler like me. I'm like, wait a minute here. I'm going to pull the trigger here, guys, meaning Battle Screech or Bust. We're really vulnerable. Oh, man, that makes it so much harder to... what to do. I got to play balance here. We gain some life here. Always yes. I'd feel about this big mentally if I went all in on this and then they just wax the board, right? Come on. Attack. This way they at least need to use that red mana to kill the veteran, and then we'll proceed. You and your scare tiller mind stab roll. Every week. I love it. Mind stab, easily our fan of the year last year in 2023. Coming on strong towards the end. Just inventing categories at this point, right? I'm getting a little bit of respect, keeping the inspectors back. Where is their removal? Okay. Feeling pretty naked. Oh boy. A lot of lands. Let's do the thing. Boom, 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 boom. Crunch. If we go... Yeah, just got to go all in here. Really afraid of a... Should I? We got the dig site. Let's do the thing. Hup. Crunch. Right. At least we're getting a lot of life here. Good news against another Boros list. You don't really have to worry about the like breath weapon or cannonade effects. Boy, I love that dig site. That's feeling pretty good. You know what it reminds me of is the Darksteel Pendant. I played that in a black land destruction list to prevent getting flooded. When you have a deck that doesn't have too much manipulation. Nice to have it built into a land, right? Crunch. More creatures for the party. Create. Eat. Life. Death. Okay. They fear the Alpha Strike. Winfro. Hey. Good to have you with us, my friend. Okay, that feels really good. I really like this stage. We're going to sit back and do absolutely nothing. I wish we could double dig site, but we can do the thing with Prismatic here, especially if we can keep our armor alive. We lost that first game. Felt like a win the way we were playing there. Okay. Ancient Den showing up. Only red we've seen is the Battle Fist and the Synthesizer. Yep. Okay. You know what? I think they might have had, what do you call, what's that? Golgotha Rebirth, and they forgot about the Guardian there. I think that might have been what we just saw. Let's run this back. I like what we've got. We'll throw the Strands here and put a dig site between the armors. That'll change everything. For a while, I was really happy with a Boros Soul Sisters brew of mine with Sparksmith, but that was before Fiery Cannonade showed up. Yeah. I think the way I'm building it is kind of the concession to how much removal there is. You just got to go that route. We've got two savers right here, but I'm going to obviously throw this back. Not sure where our land's hiding. Come on, list. So cruel when it gives you a 1-land hand and a retrace spell. It's like, hey, suck on this. We're on the draw. We've got the Soul Sisters here. If we walked right into a plane, but we're gonna mulligan, double mulligan. All right, well, we're just stuck keeping this. Dang it. Not gonna see Screeches for a while. Done. Ugh. Come on, list. Got a good shot of winning this game. Not with a double mulligan, though. You know, how do you fix that? You add land. Well, we're already running 1 or 2 more than we probably should, and that's probably why I drew it there instead of getting completely marooned. But just going to lead off with that Lumithread Field, pay our dues, get our defenses up, and then worry about the rest later. Okay, they're respecting the... Now, that's another little glimpse into their hand, everybody. Galblast there either means they've got an early Kuldotha, which we haven't seen. They might not even be running it, but also to suggest they don't have any board wipers. So, because of that, I think I want to lean off on a priest here. 1-for-1 removal I'm not too worried about. This way, if I top deck the most probable thing, which is a land, I can lead off with the Warden Lumithread and keep things safe. Suture Priest is kind of enemy number 1 early and often, so if they have another Galblast, it'll probably be headed right towards our priest. I guess they're out of removal. That, or they're drinking something a little heavier than coffee. Ooh. Time might be a thing. Let's yield to that. Down comes another. Just like that, we've done 2 damage. Haha. Oh, to have Glasses Versa right now. Do they have any sort of answer? Because it would be so new if we drew a plane and we just Suture Priest, Soul Warden. Haha. Crunch. You get shocked every time you do anything. I'm just going to play it. Next turn I'll lead off with Priest if things don't improve. And I will block. They are on a glitters list, you know. Probably argue bringing in Journey in these kind of matchups to get rid of the creature with the glitter effect on there. But uh-oh. Bam. Bye-bye Lumithread. Yep. Considered playing those myself. When you make a go-wide list like this, you want to really lean on playing creatures over spells whenever possible. That's a pretty good one to do it. I would have done that a little differently. I would have attacked and then done the cleric, because then the priest would have died. Okay, good. Let's go all in. That's incorrect magic. I'm going to sit back. I'd rather have Strands in the yard for festivities play here. I can wait a turn. I just smeared my glasses. This is maddening. It's doing some spring cleaning, and I found this old Goonies shirt that I never wear. Kind of fits funny, but it's just one of those lounge around. Come on, wax the priest. You know you want to kill it. There's only 1 card in their hand. I'm worried about those clue tokens here. Coming over for 3. I'm just going to do this to get this in the yard. Just a tempo play early with Strands here. We're going to call white. Won't take 3. Yield the turn. Now we've got defense in the yard for in the festivities if our defensive buffers don't show up here. Because I want to max out here. Okay. I believe. Let me play the priest first. Because of the stack, I want to make sure I set it correctly. Always yes and always yield. I'll see the plan come together. I really have to stay diligent unless our board improves with that Prismatic Strands. We've really got to make sure that always yes. And here we go. I did everything right. And we have to still do this. Yes. Right. Dreamer Stango. That's right. He must love it when a plan comes together. Hannibal, yes. And look at that. It's been attacking us the whole game. We haven't attacked once. We're at 21. They're at 16. That's how things go down. What is this? Double clue smash up? Yep. They didn't have it before. They got it now. Okay. Boy, I sure don't like this plains. That is just goofy looking. Oh, I guess the artist must have curved the skyline incorrectly, because you could get away with that because things didn't really have inspectors back then. You know, like towns were just built with rickety boards, and maybe it really throws off the eye. Okay, we'll just take this. Well, that's curious, isn't it? Still not going to pull it off. I'm going to play another priest. So do I attack here? I guess I do. Boy, I love that dig site. I wish I would have been able to dig. What do we have here? Raise the alarm. I kind of want, yeah, let's attack. I can't quite think of, there's not many like untap everything sort of spells. And we do have Prismatic for that. I don't want to use it for that, but we're not that good in the category of living here as far as our life total go, but this will go a long way if we hit, yeah, to next turn doing a thing, especially if they play a creature that's a lightning bolt via the Priest Sisterhood, or whatever the hell this thing is, this androgynous mess. Yowza. Creepy. I do think white has some of the scariest cards. It's funny, you always think like, oh, gotta go with swamps and evil and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you don't. All right, this is 3 damage. I don't know where our opponent's removal is, but I'm glad they're not finding it. Yes, I want to use this ability. Are they hiding behind the Prismatic Strands that much? That's why this deck's viable. Go all in with these life perks, and you can stay in a race that you're not supposed to win. Always like to cast Guardian's Pledge as a sorcery. They've got a Prismatic, not so much, but if they've got a ability, like, let's say the board doesn't improve, I'll cast it, and they zap a Suture Priest. I can at least respond with Prismatic, as opposed to tapping everything and then doing it at an instant speed. You keep doing this, showing me your goods. Electrickery, that really blows. We have to defend against that. I don't blame you. We'll do this. Tapping this for red. And this one, I really like this scenario because it's going to encourage an alpha strike. And then we can crack back and just win. If you'd have told me I would have seen 2 electrickeries today, I would have called you crazy. It's like, what year is this? Oh, a little bit of respect there, eh? All right. Yeah, really. I think we have to hold pledge for defense here. I'm going to do that. I don't want to just trade with a bunch of vanilla creatures here. If they got another electrickery effect, I'm going to have to stay on my toes. Ideally, they'll play it before they attack. To not be dishonest. That's right. Man. Against a list with removal, I would not expect to have 3 priests out. All that glitter is showing up. That's frustrating. Put that on the Hawk. This is going to be a real quick game. 2 turns at that. We're representing Prismatic ourselves. Do we have it? The nays have it. What is up with our opponent's clock? All day long we've been ahead of people. Tap out. Please just tap out. Use that red mana up. Let's go. Oh boy. Hey. Can't really win that way. I think we have to just hope they don't have things. We are so naked right now. At least they don't have any clues they can crack. We drew all our theme, that's for sure. Good grief. Oh, they got us. Good God. Poop, concede this one. Is that the match? It is. We lost again, darn it. Wow. All right. Well, let's just jump right on in here with our new dig site. Frustrating. What's frustrating about, removal is going to happen, but when you play these main, you feel like, I should probably have something. Changes. Feeling like Rally should be Prismatic Strands. This card's just, it always starts when I revisit this list. I'm like, oh yeah, the potential to make a Guardian's Pledge a 3/3 or save your team, and it almost never saves your team. But that almost is intoxicating, isn't it? Bye-bye, Mind Stab. Yeah. Ugh. Pretty good UFC fights on tonight. It's not a paid event. I looked at the card. I was like, I'm pretty interested in a lot of those fights. That always seems to be the case with the UFC. Like, sometimes they'll have a big event, which is definitely worth buying, and then they'll have another one where you're like, I'm not paying pay-per-view for that. I have to look up half the people that are on the main card. I know you got to start somewhere, but still. Here we go. Bloop. Pedro. Yes. Sometimes it's fun to dust these off and see if they hold. Bye, mana. I'm going to mulligan that. We'll keep this one. We've got defense and life. Go from here. Keep. If I put this back, will I ever see another land again? But it's the right call. Let's go. Boop, ba-doop. If we see a forest, I'll be happy, because then I can just play a hawk out and go for that. Otherwise, I'm going to have to be on the defensive plan of the Lumithread Field. Okay, I'm still going to go hawk, because this is most likely an edict effect for the Tithing Blade right behind us on turn 2. We still got a turn to bring out the field here. Blanc. Let's do this and say yes. Fill up our hand. This color combo doesn't bode well. Hopefully it's not a pestilent build and it's mostly just like Tithing Blade style stuff. Can always flip or play the morph on that Lumithread Field, but unless I've got a lot of extra mana, that's another reason to run 21. I don't like to do it. Limbas. Okay, this is definitely a Tithing Blade build. A card I haven't seen in a while that's a good card is the Vampire Sovereign. I used to see a lot of play in this style, but not much there. I'm worried about Suffocating Fumes. I'm just going to cast this now. It's like I've paid my dues, got my defenses up. Next turn, it'd be really nice to just see a Plains, and then I can start screeching. I have a Battle Screech, a little Old Spice, weird, I guess commercial for want of a better word, but okay. Okay, I don't mind seeing that, because against a blacklist, this can really save your butt after I got through demeaning it, right? I like these color washed effects, you can do it easily in Photoshop, but back when this was made, Photoshop wasn't being used by many painters. Remember that land I put back? Oh boy. Really affecting the board now. Nope. We'll gain the life though, thank you very much. Patrician Scorn, yeah. Want to have to call white and lose our fields though. And that's when I would be using Patrician Scorn is against white decks because of the All That Glitters menace, right? Is this, oh God. Can you think of a worse? We beat that first one, but Crypt Rat list round 1, and then which we beat, and then now Pestilence. It's like, thanks a lot. All right. We just hope that they I kind of want a Battle Screech in the yard. Let's gain some life. I'm just going to play this once just to really encourage them to, use that Pestilence at full blast here. Hopefully they get greedy and they just use it for 2 and we can rally them out, and then maybe we top deck the win there. But got them at 13. They're going to be almost at halfway. So we really want to see like just one of those bits of black mana being used up here. He's doing it for what, 1? Yep. Okay, there's 1. Now do I do it again? Will that really stifle them? They probably have a Skyfisher effect or something. I'm just going to let the team go. Force them to have it. If they're going to have to pick on both their creatures and mine. That avatar of our opponent, I did have that elephant trick in this list for a while. The instant destroy a permanent, make a 3/3 instead of the Oblivion Ring. So you can make instant creature. This is exactly how I wanted this to happen. We get rid of Pestilence and we can just rebuild here. I don't mind this at all. Okay. Boy, it'd be really nice to have just some tempo play out here, but God, where are our 1-drops, right? Okay. No. In this case, they've got a I'm going to prefer this double hawk play just because we are going up against a deck that could be running bogs. They probably have 2. So there's that. We're right back in it. Next turn, we're going to go crazy. Don't mind this at all. Hey, bye-bye. Okay. Yeah, that's frustrating. We're very likely to draw a creature here. We have like 28 in the list, I think. Technically holding 2. Suture Priest, come on. Wrong. Okay. Whole game I've been needing a little bit more. Yeah, Celestial Flare is nice, but it only works once. And the next time they just attack with a little inspector to eat the damage. What do we have here? The Dispute. Okay, cool. Gaining the life. Clicking quietly. Okay. We're not doing too much damage, are we? Gonna go crazy. They just disputed, but I'm not gonna win if we don't do much else here. Really good draw here. I'll play the armor. Oh, that was dumb. I should have played the priest first. What an idiot. Watch, we lose with 1 life, right? Boom, boom, boom. We'll go like this and say yes. Because we have Rally in the hand, I'm just gonna go all in on this turn. There we go. Hopefully they have a bunch of Tithing Blades. 2, 4, 5 black mana available. Let's see what we see. Okay, yeah, they can do the 3 thing. Is it all or nothing? Aha! Skyfisher. Priest. Always yes. Always you. Well, maybe Rally does have a spot. Who knows? Come on, just give me an Anthem effect. Let's go. Yeah! Crush it. Womp. Thank you, list. You did what I wanted. We do run 4 of them, but it's nice when a plan comes together. Was that the first game? I believe so, right? Yeah. W, Pestilence. Got this Golgari list and with a W and now Pestilence with a W. It's like, this isn't supposed to happen. Damage is a thing. Here comes this again. The thing. I'll bring in Oblivion Rings. I'm going to lose the rallies even though they really helped us that game. Do I just roll like this? That's going to be slow to get there. Let me bring in 1 strands. I think I like this. Let's go. If Pestilence gets out of hand, we'll be able to at least ring it. Okay. I'll keep this. No more lands for a little while, please. That's when you want them to duress you, right? Turn 1. You play a token list against a deck that saw 2 Pestilence in the same game and you win. Come on, let's get a little round of applause, eh? That's pretty unlikely. Took the top deck of the day, but sometimes you get there. Yeah, what is that elephant token? Ooh, I like your swamp. One of my other favorites. Ramos. He has some excellent art from the Portal era. Okay. Alrighty, that's enough of this stuff. Well, just got to try to play around fumes here. Plenty of other stuff will kill us, but it's nice having a veteran against a edict effect because we can bring it back, and when everything dies, we still get stuff. Applause. Tithing Blade. Okay. Oh, this is getting ugly quick. If we just top deck a land here, this is like almost good game already. Just too many lands here. Where's our dig site? Screw it. Let's invite optimal pain. I don't want to get Tithing Bladed either. But about to get 2 for 1 here, almost invariably. Well, we're not going to miss a land drop for 4 turns. That's the good news. That's actually good news. They're picking on 1 for 1s here. I like that. They don't have any sweepers in their hand, that's for sure. So we got a little bit of free intel there. Okay. Now, do I play that as the field or the other thing? I think I'm going to play it as a creature. 1 damage isn't going to do too much here, so it's no big mystery what this is, but we do gain a life doing it this way. Might be relevant. Drew into existence, says Winfro. Yep. There is a thing to that for sure. Ooh. Oh my gosh, I was listening to Joe Rogan had on Gad Sad for about the 6th time, and they started talking about Hunter S. Thompson, the writer from like Leaving Las Vegas and stuff. And I guess the guy, I never heard this, but they replayed this old clip. It's hilarious on YouTube of his daily intake of drugs and alcohol and his regimen. And it starts off at like 3 p.m. and then it goes to like, 6 a.m. or something. And it's just the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard. It just sounds made up. Like, how could one person survive one night doing that to themselves, let alone just decades, Oh, man. Let me just lose it all. Look at this. I guess it doesn't matter which order we did that in, right? But I was just cracking up because it's just like, it's wake up, drink this, cocaine this, cigarette with this, and like 15 minutes later, more cocaine, blah, blah, blah. And then after like 20 instances of this and you're only like 4 hours in, it's like, it says something like cocaine, serious this time, or like serious cocaine this time. And it's just like, you've already had like, what, by that point, like 20 lines or something. I was like, was it 10th time, Just John? Wow. If this is a land, I'm going to almost cry. Or do we keep that for something that matters? I think we do. We'll just play out the veteran. She'll probably get eaten promptly. That Oblivion Ring in this scenario, I do kind of want it to be that instant elephant removal thing, because then I could blow it up and get a creature out of the deal, which can trade with a Skyfisher. Nice 3/3, right? Anybody remember that card? There it is, Chimpskey, of course. Why am I not surprised? Yes, Oblivion Ring's just not worth any of this other stuff, right? That Skyfisher gets huge or turns into like some... Oh, man. Come on. I'm usually ready for that with empty hands and lands, and now they're just... Yeah, we're losing. We're losing bad. All lands are just waxing the board here. Only way this gets any better for our opponent is they drop a Pestilence here. Okay. Well, we're gaining some life. Sometimes they do. That is true. Well, at least if something dies, we'll gain some life. We're going to gain some life here. I'll play the land because I've already shown it. And plus with dig site, and 2 of them at that, if we keep drawing lands, I hope one of them is a dig site. That's what I'm playing for. We're not playing for the win anymore. We're playing to see if we can find dig site and use it for the first time in Pauper's propaganda history. That's true. Yeah, you know what? The dig site fights a little bit with my Cenn's Enlistment, but I guess it's one or the other, right? Okay, we'll gain some life here. This is the really old school Bread Blade list that I was played early on. Indoctrination Attendant. 2 life instead. How's that? Another blade. Well, given that we have evasion, I'm going to get rid of our Soul's Attendant here. We'll gain 1 more life. And we are like at 18 now. All of a sudden we're back. Better than ever. No delusions here. We're losing this one. I'm going to have to use the restroom before the last round. I've had too much caffeine in my stream. Not a land. All right. You heard me, list. Attack. Yeah. We're ahead. Just focus on the life totals, everyone. Have tunnel vision. Yikes. We're even more ahead. Do you keep the Skyfisher back? Keep everything back. All right, I'm not blocking that. I'm not missing quicksand at all. Since Enlistment, anything other than a land. Sometimes. Yeah, way back when Tithing Blade first came out, I played a list with Indoctrination Attendant, very similar to our opponents here. Not saying it's mine, because I got the idea from somebody at Pauper Classic Tuesdays. I think they won the week it came out, and I was like, what the? You know, it's always curious when you have to zoom in on a card you see in a list, especially when you're me. It's like, wait, here's a card I've never heard of before, and they got first place, and it was Indoctrination Attendant. And I crinkled my nose at the idea at first, but then I played it, and I was like, I get it now. Okay, yeah, we definitely lost. Look at this board. This is just so crazy. Drawn 15 cards and drawn 8 planes. Is that right? Oh, my goodness, you're right. Dreamer Stingo with the depression relevance here. Okay, can I get like a Battle Screech? Anything, really? Heck, I'll settle for a dig site. Okay. A little bit of life. He knows we got 1, so we'll play the 1. We'll just play this just to kind of stay in it. Always yield. You know they're just going to wax the board here, so let's go for it. Woo! Gain some more life. Haha! Attack! It got Snuff Out. I was expecting Snuff Out there, but come on, give me a Strands or like a anything other than a land here. Okay, all right. I can at least play fake creature and then flip it because we're at that stage of mana now. Would have been really nice to have that in reverse order. We drew the Lumithread Field. Oh, God. Like, it's going to help us here. Let's not pretend that Lumithread's some saving grace here. We are representing the prismatic power. Well, if he does the wax there, I can do this to that. Oh, let's save some life here. I mean, save 6. Wonk. Stuff dies. Stuff triggers. That's true, yep. There's also that round, what Dreamer Stingo just pointed out. A morphed creature with a little bit of defensive plan can block that Guardian all day long. And we're back. Not really. One of the oldest builds, the old Pestilence engine, right? Did I win that? No, I lost the second game, I think. Or is this the second game? My bladder's a calling, so I want it to be the third game. Is it? Is anybody keeping track? I think it's only the second game. We won the first. All of a sudden, I really have to use the restroom. Just number 1. Actually, I'm going to go do it now. Just so I can play a little stronger. I'll be right back. Oh, never mind. Let's see if I can at least get to my turn here. He's playing too slow. Be right back. Yep. Okay. All right. No more flood in my system. Woo! Now I can concentrate. Sucks to be a human. Stream of thought. Love it. Good times. I would love to just top deck a prismatic here and then not know the stepping count of Pestilence. Just go all in and just be like, gotcha. Plus a little passive-aggressive bladder move against our opponent, right? They're taking so long to click OK each turn. It's like, oh yeah? Watch this. Okay. I was flooded, that's for sure. Let's play the creature. Walk it right into Pestilence. All right. Bye-bye. We get all kinds of goodies here. Apologies for our opponent taking exponential time to just click the triggers. Okay. Are they on dial-up or something? I think I'm going to play the Squadron Hawk just to get him into our hand. How dumb would we feel if we top decked one, right? Okay. All right. Cenn's Enlistment or Digsite any day now would be really nice. Let me double check the morph is 2. That's right. Okay. think I'll block Guardian and then flip it if they don't respond or do anything in the meantime. Tithing Blade. All right. I'll get rid of the Hawk. Boop. Down, down. Boop. Everybody knows what's coming. Dig site, dig site. Bog coming back, I guess. Don't really have too many targets, but both of us are flooded. Ooh, that's some pretty art. Ah. All right. I'm not quite sure if this is game 2 or 3, but there is no winning this one. Okay, so we're going to game 3, which we have no right being in. I'm not feeling that. I'm going to lose 2 priests here. Our 2 spots a little filled up here. I want to just go really aggro with this round. And we're just going all problem. Yeah, because they're not. It's not like they're playing it. They are playing quite a few creatures and stuff, but I'm just going to be more after the 1 drops here. This refills our hand. This protects. This protects. Suture Priest is a little kind of odd man out in this matchup, I think. Oh, good to have you with this, Winfro. We will see you next week, hopefully. I know I'm playing a pretty long-winded list here. So, do I want to bring in anything else? Let's go. Prismatic's not that good against Pestilence and Alpha Strikes and such. Well, it is good against Alpha Strikes. Here we are. Yes! Let's have a nice aggressive 3-mana rollout. Got deflated real quick, didn't it? There's just nothing to do on turn 1. They have a duress, which we've already seen. We can refill our hand. I'm going to mulligan this. Something tells me to mulligan. All right, that's much better. This is why I love Squadron Hawk. We're going to keep it, throw back a Hawk, and there's just no loss, right? It was trying to screw us over with a double Hawk draw. Well, we fixed that, didn't we? Ha-ha! Jaboozy. We haven't seen any suffocating fume style stuff, so I'm actually going to lean on a Hawk here for turn 2. Boom. You know, like when you're laughing and you're not supposed to, how you have to laugh even harder? When I used the restroom just now, it was like, I felt like I was going forever because I knew everybody was waiting. I kind of had a little parallel there of like, you know, you're in grade school and you hear a joke that wouldn't probably even make you laugh, but you're not supposed to be laughing, or like in church or something, and then you just can't help it and you just get... I wish I would do that more often. I've had some laughing fits in my life, and even when I'm having them and I'm fighting for air, I'm like, this is cool. This is a neat contagion of happiness. I wish it would happen more. I'd say about every 2 years I might have one of those. I wish it was once a month. Heck, maybe even per week. Let's go. We've seen Tithing Blades. Let's make them have to eat Hawk here. I don't think I've ever said that. Eat Hawk. Whoop. Here we go. The whole world was waiting. It's all 20 viewers. Okay, that's strange. Do I really hit that hard to warrant a missionary? Always yield. Alrighty. I don't remember Pedro playing this slowly. There must be something wrong on their end of tech, but apologies. Makes for a very dull show. So we wait to click OK on an upkeep. This is ridiculous. I think my bladder took about 2 minutes here. Of course, that was sideboarding, wasn't it? No, that was just game. That's right. I consider it a win that we even won one game against a Pestilence list. What's going on here, dude? I'm going to give him to the 30 and then I'll just move on because this is just boring. Probably have it anyway, but we've got a field. Five, 4, 3, 2, and they disconnected. Okay. Screw it. We're calling that a win. Wah, wah, wah. As we go to the last round, let's go. Great. If they log in again and challenge us, we will not allow it. Don't want a slow show. You'll never know. So we technically are 2-2. You never considered how much Hawk can improve Mulligan? Yeah, every time I play with it, I'm like, oh yeah, this upside. Or if you can use the shuffle effect later if you're doing an Azorius build, that's always a neat trick. But everybody knows that one, but I'm sure everybody knows this one too. But sometimes it can enlighten you to some new things. So the old what did we learn? Well, we learned about DigSite, so we already added it. So if you're watching this on YouTube, try to throw in 2 DigSites if you like this style. Of course, it just 2 and 2 with a big asterisk next to it. It's going to take a little bit of convincing. Woo! This is an aggressive pull. Yeah, we'll keep this. And so far, I would think this is a big graveyard hitter. Yeah, Dreamer Sting. I know. I love the Hawk for that very reason. Boop, boom. Speaking of Hawk, there's another one. I think we're going to see the graveyard fill up. That's my guess. Either One Land Spy or the Zombie Chain Graveyard Gang, whatever you want to call it. No show. Think I'm right. Like they say in Princess Bride. Unless I'm wrong, and I'm never wrong. Oh no, land destruction. What's going on? We've already lost one of these. Land. Come on, land. Come on now. Okay. I'm going to bring out the Hawk here. There's nothing to really throw in my yard if I do that, though. Nah, cancel. I normally would do that, but right now I'm going to do this. I'm going to run right into that Arbor Elf. They block. That's almost a good move. Okay. So it sets a precedent. This is land destruction. It's going to be kind of frustrating. Not for a game reason, yes, but I mean just as streaming-wise. It's like we've already seen this list today. Bye-bye plains. We should be flooded, and it's really frustrating that they blow up our land when we're a deck that is supposed to draw extra. Who knows? Call black. Here comes, what, Thermokarst? Oh, all right. Wax that. Maybe it's a hard-casted int. Maybe they're just not playing land destruction. That would be good news for us. Uh-oh, that's not good news. Getting some food. Now they're going to blow up land. Okay, gain some more life. This is definitely a macabre build. Talk about dumping your hand, Jesus. Okay. If we just draw good here, we're gonna, we should be, oh my goodness. Well, I'm not gonna be blocking anytime soon, and I don't believe a Lumithread Field's a good pull here, so we're gonna say yes and hope that they turn everything sideways next turn. We can improve our odds of winning. The triple pledge. Yeah, always yield. Let's go. We can take quite a few hits at this ratio. Monocolored list with 21 basics. And here we go. Of course. What have we learned today? Well, when you're screwed, that's when land destruction shows up. And when you need creatures and stuff, that's when you get flooded. Can't take too many of these hits, but sometimes these decks can draw really dead. I know there's a technical game theory term for that. Like right now, if you draw a Utopia Sprawl or like that, you know, it's like, okay, there's another creature. Now you're hellbent. So if you draw any Wild Growth, any Utopia Sprawl, any Arbor Elf, it's just, I think they would play a little bit more of the, I'm going to play another Hawk. I just want air superiority. I have this illusion of losing, which might not be an illusion if they keep getting us, but we all know all I need is one more land, and all of a sudden we are in Crunchville. I'm going to attack. He's probably going to block this time, I would imagine. Yep. Yeah, I don't answer chats in games, just in case somebody's barking about. That's one bad thing about Magic, though. Now I can never see that message, so it's like when the person logs off, you can't like go back. It's weird. All right, sure. Come on over. Suggest that they drew another Ent this attack. Or that. Okay, we can't live through too many more of this scenario. Come on, land. Come on. Okay. Okay. Do I still invest a little bit more turns here? We can survive one more crack. Gotta get on a bite more. Let's see. 3, 6, 9. I would lose that. Oh, I would trade there too. Actually, I think I just attack. No. I'll play the Hawk one more time. Gain a little bit of life. We'll pass and act meek. Nope. I'm going to get a little overzealous with that Altasaur Ent combo. All right, that's the kind of top deck we like to see. Dead draw. I think with black, why not play well, I guess Dispute can't really target those, can it? All right, so they're coming in for the whole thing. That's 12, 18. We'll take it all. Prismatic would be pretty good here. Digsite. There it is, right when we can't use it. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Not enough. Those have trample. Do we want to spoil the fun? Show them what we got. Maybe I'll make them play slower next turn. Let's just do the satisfying thing here. Crunch. At least make them get a little worried, right? 3, 6, 9. That's 15. Not enough. Concede. I knew it wasn't. I just wanted to show them so maybe they'll play a little slower next turn. JK in. All right. We saw some big stuff. We saw some yard. Not too much, though. That exhume trick is neat, but I almost don't think I need these. If the exhume works, though, I want to have an answer. So let's do this. They're going to be blowing up our lands again. I think we can lose the rallies. Maybe I bring in a ring. Maybe a Strands. Strands is only good if we're losing. Let's not plan on that. Bring in... But Strands is pretty good against... like discard abilities or... Let's stay aggro. Let's try that. I think I'm just going to lean on the two journeys. That crucial blocker. Maybe we can kick that out from under him. Thanks, List. Nice. Going up against land destruction with one or two too many lands, and it gives us a no land hand. We'll mulligan. Mulligan again. It's going to be this way, is it? Now you get flooded with 2 late game cards. That's really nice. Keep. Get rid of this and this. Done. How you like that? We'll just anticipate the destruction headed our way. Today, I wish that O-ring was the... What, I keep forgetting the name of that damn elephant instant. Turns and destroys a permanent, makes a 3/3 on either side. There it is, Generous Gift. You think with all the millions of hours I've played this game that it would like me a little bit more? I know that's a little superstitious to think like that, but come on. If anybody deserves it, it'd be somebody like me who's never left the game, played from the beginning. Digsite. I'll play the veteran first. Yeah, just why give up a permanent? But it is a neat ability, isn't it? They're going to do it again. They have the Exhume trick again. We have no business being in this game with this draw. I mean, we're not really even in it. Any sort of trick, Exhume, whatever. We almost are praying for land destruction here. They tap out to go Thermal Carson. It's just going to help us. Angelic Purge could at least be an instant, though, right? Pay 3 mana is just an eternity. Just all in with this plan. Woo! Always yield, baby. Let's go. We'll just keep showing them our lands. No, I was talking about Purge. Yeah, I don't mind giving them a token, especially when we can gain usually 3 life from them, and we're not really worried about threats that are anything under like 5/5 tramples. Otherwise, we usually have enough mana to just kind of keep things going. Man, I guess we should look at what they. I've kind of, completely regaled myself to failure at this point. Come on, over. Can we just pull off a Battle Screech here and then maybe a Anthem effect? Oh, God. Thanks, List. I'm going to keep these in hand. We're going to attack. And I at least get a flyer if they want to trade. Okay. Don't. I'm going to hold the hand. I've seen the duress, so maybe make them think we've got something. Praying for land destruction. Especially a Moldovan Acid Moss right about now. Talk about ending with a whimper. Apologies, everybody. This has been a really bad draw this last game. Exhume showing up. I get that troll. Yeah. Even though we got some flyers. That is a cool way to sneak in an early troll. Seeing that out. Those are so hard to block. This is a basic. I will be very sad. Should I still attack? Take 6, 7, 8. Almost dead that way. If I get a flyer out of the deal, I'm going to attack. Hiya! Good thing about the veteran, he never really dies. Woo! I get some evasion out of it. Crunch. Get 2 life out of it. Uh-oh. I got some trick. Ooh, that's bummer. Yeah, we're not in the winning category today. I think that's going to be a 2-3 on the day. Gaining some life. Where's our journey, right? More creatures. All right, Journey to Nowhere, please. I'll just take this. I could block kill the Arbor Elf using a rally, but we're dead next turn anyway. Yep, thanks a lot, deck. All right. This is casting no shame on the list. That was an atrocious draw. Not the best outing for it. What would we change? Well, we changed our opponents for sure. Running up against land destruction while screwed and then flooded every other game was a bit of a frustrating outing. I'm not gonna surprise. Fujipurple in the house. Good times, good times. Yeah, the algorithm of the old mana ratio really needs some refocus. Rally definitely feels underwhelming. I know it did save that one game. It just never quite seems to really be getting there. I think I might move either 2 Journeys main or 2 Strands main. But, again, all I've played all week is red decks, right? And left and right. And I usually get them 2-0, but a lot of sometimes they'll go, down to the wire with the where Prismatic Strands actually makes a difference, even though you think you'd be getting enough life, but all their lightning bolts are headed towards the creature's way. So I really like the dig site. I think might even be able to go down to lose 1 more land, but that's when you're going to get screwed, and that's why we're playing the dig site and this, so that we have something to do with our late lands. But my goodness, we just never seem to get it. Maybe I go to 3 dig sites. Who knows? Not too sure about Oblivion Ring either. This, it's a nice catch-all for that 1 extra mana over the journey, but maybe it could be a Dawnbringer Cleric might be able to find a spot or 2. But for right now, this is where I'm going to leave White Life or Soul Sisters, however you want to call it. Don't let today's number of 2-3 fool you. It's a pretty decent little list, especially if you run into the metagame, which we didn't really see much of. We saw Boros. I guess Pestilence would count too. So anyway, y'all, I'll be back next week with the same sort of thing. Some rogue cool list that hopefully does a little bit better than we did today. But thanks for joining me, everybody. Till next time, we shall go out with... I haven't done the box in a while, which for some reason a lot of people in Germany are buying these. So I thank you for that. And they are robust, and I love them. So till next week, everybody, this is deluxeicoff signing off. Adios.
Hey everybody, it's deluxeicoff from PauperRBust. If you want the ultimate deck box in luxury, deck engineering, and of all things toughness, the Mach 3 by LDB Duel is insanely impressive, and I'm hard to impress. Let's zoom in on here. We've got your typical backside with the dice compartment, and of course our PauperRBust sleeved cards. But what's really cool about this is the entire front comes off for when you're not playing. It comes on nice and easily, robust, thick. It's a monster.
Grace! Grace!
Look, I can give you every assurance, Mr. Rooney, that Ferris is home and he is very ill. In fact, I debated whether or not I should even leave him.
Grace!